Good evening, everybody. We're at 6 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and start. Welcome to the annual business meeting of Questar 3 and its component districts. I am Nadine Gazzola, President of the Board of Education of Questar 3, and it is my pleasure to have you all joining us this evening. We are concluding another challenging year, and it is our hope that you and your families have been healthy and safe throughout it. But there are seemingly better days to come, and it is our hope that education will look far more normal in the upcoming 2022-23 school year. Would you please rise and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On behalf of the Questar 3 Board of Education, I am pleased to welcome you to our 22-23 annual meeting, a BOCES tradition since 1979. Every April, we hold this meeting to review our tentative budget in accordance with state law. I will introduce you to this year's BOCES board candidates. This year, we have 4 3-year terms up for vote. Running for those seats are 2 current incumbents and 2 newly nominated candidates. Mr. Edmund Brooks from Ichabod Crane Central School District in Columbia County. Myself, hi Ed. Myself, Nadine Gazzola from Taconic Hills School District in Columbia County. Mr. David Finch from Greenville Central School District in Greene County. And Miss Melanie Spock from Chatham School District in Columbia County. We thank these individuals for their willingness and commitment to serve the students of Rensselaer, Columbia, and Greene counties. I now would like to turn it over to our district superintendent, Dr. Gladys Cruz, for a look at the 2022-23 budget.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for our annual budget meeting. Like last year, we have once again changed the format of our meeting due to the pandemic. Please use the chat box for any questions. I will answer these questions at the end of my presentation. I want to begin by reflecting on the past 2 years and how we work together to support our students and each other. As a region, we continue to meet weekly with our superintendents, county health departments, and others to respond to ongoing conditions and changing guidance. I am proud of our individual and collective efforts to sustain and expand our regional public education system during the pandemic. As a BOCES, we continue to look for ways to evolve to meet the needs of our students, school districts, and communities. Together, we need to take what we have learned during the past 2 years and make our school systems stronger and more responsive. Now for the budget presentation. This evening, I will be referring to our tentative budget document that was emailed to you on March 25th. As you have seen, the region, state, and nation were confronted with a labor market crisis that created significant staff shortages and retention issues. We recognized that there was a need to be more competitive with our compensation plans and collective bargaining agreements. We are facing significant challenges such as inflation and global supply chain shortages. Despite these challenges, our budget philosophy remains consistent by providing cost-effective services that deliver value to our participating school districts. For the 22-23 fiscal year, rate increases are similar to pre-pandemic levels. Nearly 69% of our programs and services have no rate increases or remain the same, while 80% of our rates are below a 2% increase. The total Questar 3 tentative budget for 22-23 is $89.8 million and provides support for approximately 300 of our shared programs and services. This graph represents the major program and service areas of Questar 3's budget, including special education, our largest program area, district support services, career and technical education, instructional support services, general education, grants and contracts accounted for in the special aid fund, itinerant services, rent and capital, and administrative that supports the overall functions of the BOCES. The tentative administrative budget is the only portion of the BOCES budget that component boards of education will vote on. The vote will take place in each district on April 26, 2022. The administrative budget accounts for 8% of the total budget. Other post-employment benefits, also known as OPEB, represent 55% of the total administrative budget, or 4.3% of the overall BOCES budget. The rent and capital budget is 1.3% of the total budget. Programs and services comprise nearly 90% of the overall budget. Page 10 of the budget document provides additional details of the $6.9 million administrative budget by the object of expenditure. This chart demonstrates our aggressive approach to budget development over the last 6 years. This has resulted in an overall $248,000 increase to the general operations portion of the administrative budget. On average, this is an annual increase of under $42,000. The tentative administrative budget for 22-23 is $6.9 million and is comprised of two components. The first component is retiree health insurance or other post-employment benefits. The second component is support for the general operations of the BOCES, which has increased by 1.96%. The budget is reduced by other revenues of $1.3 million, resulting in the administrative charge of $5.7 million. This is the amount that component districts will be charged. The other revenues are comprised of administrative fees for statewide services, indirect costs from grants and contracts, interest income, and other miscellaneous revenues. The statewide services continue to generate other revenues to support the administrative budget, reducing the overall charge to our component school districts. In fact, these revenues have reduced the amount districts pay by nearly $10 million over the last decade. The total rent and capital budget includes funding for leased spaces and for capital projects. The final phase of the Rensselaer Educational Center modernization project was completed this school year. The capital budget includes the final year of funding of this project. The 22-23 rent and capital budget of $2.2 million is unchanged from the previous year. In summary, the total administrative rent and capital budget of $9.1 million is increasing by 2.98%. I'd like to highlight some of our newest academic programs in the region. This includes the Questar 3 and HVCC STEM High School. The STEM High School prepares students for in-demand jobs in STEM careers in computer information systems, engineering technology, environmental science, and health sciences. The school's pathways are designed to provide historically underrepresented students a head start on their college education and future careers. Students can earn upwards of 63 college credits at no cost to their families. Questar 3 received grant funding from the State Education Department to support the school. I invite you to visit the campus to learn more about the school and how it could benefit your students. Let's watch a short video about the school located on the campus of Hudson Valley Community College in Troy.
I do like it a lot, actually. It's not like, oh no, I have to go to school today. It's more of, oh yay, I get to go to school. I get to talk to my friends. I get to see these cool teachers. I get to talk to them. They get to help me. They're helping me towards a good future. And it's just a good way to think that you'll be taking college classes in your sophomore year with kids that already graduated high school and are now just learning this. So in a way, you could be smarter than them. It's smaller, so you get to become friends with more people. Everyone just seems to be nice to everyone. Teachers, they'll always help you if you need help. Always got someone there to help. Like if you feel down or you just need help with a question, you're never alone on something you're stuck on. Right now we're building AI robots for people on campus to try out. We're trying to make it seem like they're talking to a human instead of an AI. And so in English, we're trying to figure that out. Well, in science, we're actually building it. It's a lot of fun. You get more of an idea of what you're doing because you're learning more about it. In 2 classes, just learn more and you get it done quicker and faster, but you also attain more knowledge while doing that. It was just an easy solution for me that I could come here, know it's small, get to know everyone, and get along while also doing very difficult things. Like I thought I'd have to be on top of everything, not going to bed till 3 because it's an early college, get ready kind of thing. So you know you're not gonna be oh no, what do I do? You're gonna be okay, I went over this in Avid, I'm gonna get a piece of paper out, I'm gonna take some notes. And then when you go back to that class, maybe a few days or even weeks later, you'll go over your notes and organization skills and just a process so that you know what you're doing. And if you ever have trouble, you know how to write an email now to go to a professor. Early college education, getting things done faster. Well, the main part is getting the degree. I could get it while I'm still in high school, which is a cool idea. Well, in the skies of the school, you get more one-on-one time with the teachers. You get closer with the people around you. So it's a lot more fun. Just another day at STEM High.
Last fall, we also launched the new visions, Emergency Preparedness, Informatics, Cyber and Homeland Security, or EPIC program at the University at Albany's new state-of-the-art E-Tech building. This senior year program introduces students to the necessary content and skills in emerging technologies and the use of data to anticipate and manage natural and man-made disasters and security. Students complete college courses each semester which are directly applicable to a variety of career pathways. Looking ahead to this fall, Questar 3 will launch a newly revised Career and Technical Education, or CTE, program in Troy. Our Academy for Information Technology is being redesigned as a new gaming and multimedia program. Digital gaming is a growing industry within our region. According to the Center for Economic Growth, the Capital Region has 24 gaming studios, including firms known internationally. Gaming is an $86 billion industry across the country and more than $200 billion globally. Here's a short video introducing this program.
Looking for the skills and experience to prepare you for a career in the gaming or multimedia industries? Questar 3's Gaming and Multimedia program, launching in 2022, will help you bring ideas from concept to completion. Students will learn web design, coding, and graphic arts to create innovative games and role-playing simulations, storylines, and character biographies. The program will take a deeper look into architectural visualization, virtual reality, game development, and concept art that are important to build immersive gaming experiences. The skills you will learn in this program will prepare you for a wide variety of careers, including game developer, graphics designer, web developer, and design director.
past, we have shared student success stories as part of our annual meeting. Tonight, I'd like to share the story of Owen Cunhart, a 2017 graduate of our Sackett Educational Center, who is now working as a software engineer for Google. Let's learn how Sackett supported him through his challenges and prepared him for life after high school.
My name's Owen Cunhart. I grew up in a town, not really a town, more like a village outside of New Lebanon, and I attended the school district system there up until about 11th grade, in which I then went to Sackett for 11th grade and then 12th grade, but I graduated early in January 2017. And then I started college at Hunter College in New York City, which is part of the CUNY system. And then last May, I received my Bachelor of Arts in Computer Science and Mathematics with a minor in German. And I'd also have done a lot of teaching assistant work there. And then this last fall 2021, I started a job as a software engineer at Google. I remember all the delightful interactions with the staff, struck up a lot of conversations with them, from just history to technology, various subjects, science, and some of the other students as well. I think one of the greatest strengths of Sackett is its kind of flexibility to meet the variety of needs of the students, right? It wasn't just one size fits all. And so for me, what was great is it was this brand new environment, and none of the staff really made any assumptions about what your past is or why you're there. They were committed to, helping you learn and grow. And so one thing that really helped for me is, when I'd say, do something wrong, or maybe not optimal, the staff would always say, this is what you're supposed to do, right? The giving great feedback. If you have the determination and motivation, you can really change yourself to who you want to be and kind of work towards where you want to be. You have to say to yourself, this is what you want, and start working out a feasible plan on how you can get there. Don't look at your past and say, I definitely can't do this.
I am so proud of Owen's accomplishments at Sackett, Hunter College, and Google. His story is an inspiration and reminder of why we exist as a BOCES. Typically, we have invited superintendents from our subcommittees to present the components of our program budgets. I am hopeful that by this time next year, we will be able to resume our normal in-person format. I invite you to review the remaining details of our program budgets beginning on page 14. As I previously mentioned, Questar 3 was aggressive in developing its budget to minimize cost increases, resulting in minimal rate increases. Striving to be the program of choice, your district's strong participation has mitigated rate increases in most of our programs. For 22-23, there will not be a rate increase for nearly 69% of our programs and services. Overall, 80% of our programs and services are below a 2% rate increase. We work very hard to contain costs in our BOCES. During these uncertain times, we will continue to deliver quality programs and services that exhibit our core values of excellence, leadership and service, and innovation. We will continue to work with our superintendents and our boards of education to ensure that we support the diverse and changing needs of our students and districts. Together, we will deliver on our mission to change lives, realize dreams, and do together what can't be done alone. I am so honored and humbled by the work of our school districts and BOCES over the past year. Thanks to you, we have expanded opportunities and partnerships in support of our students. I will now answer any questions that have been asked in the chat. Please use the chat box to send us any questions.
If there are any questions, please post them on the chat. There are no questions. So it was very clear. That's wonderful. At this time, I want to invite Ms. Nadine Gazzola back to the podium to close this year's annual meeting.
Thank you, Dr. Cruz. Each of you should have received a copy of the minutes of the 2021-22 annual meeting. I now ask for a motion to approve the 2021-22 annual meeting minutes. Please state your name and the district you represent using the chat function. Am I missing? So once again, I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes of last year's annual meeting. So if someone would like to make a motion using their name and the district you represent in the chat function, please. Oh, there we go. We have Jennifer Haggerty from Rensselaer making the motion. May I have a second? Michael Bennett from Greenville for a second. Is there anybody that has discussion? All in favor? See some hands. Thank you. Anybody opposed? Thank you, everyone. We have a motion made, seconded, and carried. Is there any other business to come before the meeting? If so, please use the chat function. Okay, seeing none, by law, the 21 boards of education within Questar 3 will vote on the BOCES administrative budget on the same day. This year, that is being held on Tuesday, April 26th. As a reminder, the administrative budget is the only portion of the BOCES budget that the boards vote on each year. Each component board casts one vote for the administrative budget and one vote for each of the 4 board positions. This concludes our presentation. We'd like to thank you for attending our virtual annual meeting tonight, and more importantly, thank you for your continued participation in BOCES. Your support continues to expand educational opportunities for students in our region, and we look forward to continuing to work together. Today, it is more important than ever. So now I'd like to request a motion to adjourn, once again using your name and district in the chat function. I have Mark Mann from East Greenbush for the motion, and do I have a second? Eric from Greenville. Thank you once again for everybody that joined us tonight. And the annual 2022-23 meeting is hereby adjourned. Please have a great evening, stay safe, and it looks like the sun is shining again. Have a good night, everybody.